Have you ever felt lonely, stressed, disconnected, anxiety? Are you spending too much time on screens? I'm talking about screens of every type: work computers, email. Don't even get me started on social media of every flavor. Binge watching Netflix and other networks, guilty here. Watching sports all weekend. Spending too much time watching news, scrolling news. Yeah, I think that's where we are. I want you to go on a trip with me, a walk, but not just any walk, the most beautiful walk in the world. And I want to share with you what I learned on this walk that's really important for you, is that time in nature is vital and important to your health and well-being. So I started this, I have to give you a little backstory. A little over 10 years ago, I sea kayaked the Georgia coast with 3 friends. So it's 100 miles. We ended up paddling about 150 miles, and it was a great expedition. It was so much fun, and I found great inspiration in the coast, the people, the adventure, the camaraderie of my friends, but I also wanted to keep it going. So that was the basis for the most beautiful walk in the world. First of all, I've got to tell you a little bit about where I was when I started this walk. I was a burnout CEO of a solar company for 10 years, and I was going through a divorce. I was feeling very lonely and very discombobulated. So in starting this walk, I wanted to walk the 100 miles and 14 barrier islands of the Georgia coast and learn everything possible about the coast and coastal ecosystem ecology and history and culture, and so I really just dove in. Now, first of all, yes, Georgia has a coast. It's 100 miles long. There are 14 barrier islands. It's really an incredibly beautiful place with rich culture and people, and it really has 1/3 of the wetlands on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Now, in starting this walk, I was really going to do it in a year. So I was going to just do a year. I was going to do it in all weather and seasons, and it was just so enjoyable and so much fun that I decided I really wanted to make it last longer. And so I let it have a more organic pace, and now I think this is really going to take a whole lifetime to really do properly. I expected to learn about history and all the things. I was studying diatoms and phytoplankton. I was studying Professor Odom and the fundamentals of ecology. I was studying rednecks and sea island billionaires. I learned, I probably read a good chunk of about 70 books on this, but the most important thing that I learned is that spending time in nature is vital to health, well-being, and us becoming our best self. Initially, didn't really think this was that much of a big deal, but time in nature is powerful. It's even magical. It heals the brain. It helps us to find peace and strength and stillness, to connect to harmony and balance, which is so missing in the modern world. So then I realized, look, there's about 100 or several hundred studies about this from Harvard, Stanford, Mayo Clinic, Surgeon General, you name the research institution, and they studied that if we spend more time in nature, it's actually beneficial to us. So with this, highly credible and authoritative research, I was really even more concerned about this time that we're spending indoors. Many people spend 97% of their lives indoors, and the time we spend on screens. So I started this journey on a really hot Georgia July 4th on the north end of Tybee Island, and I went for a walk with our daughter Ellie and her friend, and really began a journey that I've now walked islands alone. I've walked islands with biologists, with historians, with island managers, with friends, with family. And really what I found is that the coast is a metaphor for life. It's always changing with every tide, every sunrise, every sunset, every storm. A journey that started as one thing has ebbed and flowed like the tide, ever changing like the shore. Now, it's such a beautiful place. These pictures just can't capture it. But I walked a lot of this barefoot. And what I learned with every barefoot step, and even when I was back here in Atlanta, I could hear the coast calling me. And in these sounds of surf and forest, I began hearing myself. This is a great picture of a maritime forest on Cumberland Island, a really special place. I hope you'll visit it. What I want you to do, though, is to decide and embrace and explore your favorite places in nature. What part of nature speaks to you? What's your favorite place? I found inspiration in Henry Thoreau and his book Walden, and William Bartram walking the coast in the 1700s and writing Bartram's Travels. My son Tyler Glaze hiked the 2,100 miles of the Appalachian Trail. It could be something exotic like trekking in Nepal. It could be a spiritual walk on the Camino. It could be a walk in your neighborhood, a stream, a creek, a mountain, a lake, a park, or even an urban stroll. So once again, as I walked this, I was finding more happiness. I was finding more joy. I was finding more inspiration. And all my friends know that I'll always say, every day you see a dolphin is a great day. The coast has pulled me in a way that I can't really describe, and that you can really only experience it, like Driftwood Beach here on Tybee Island, a boneyard beach, a very mysterious and haunting place. I can't really describe it to you. You're going to have to go walk it. And that really only by walking and experiencing it can you truly capture it. Walking is travel at the speed of thought. If you want to learn a place or yourself, it's best to walk it. If you want to learn about a planet, it's best to start with a single island, which is something we can wrap our head around. This walk gave me the opportunity to meet and learn about the people of the Georgia coast, and that history has really drawn me in. The wonderful people of Sapelo Island, the native people of earlier times, and the wonderful people that live there today. So connecting to nature enabled a connection to self, friends, family, community, and purpose. In those 70-plus books that I worked on, there's one quote that stands out and describes this better than anything else. And it was written by Rachel Carlson, who famously wrote Silent Spring in 1962, connecting pesticides and DDT with the environment and really launching the modern environmental movement. She also wrote 3 really terrific books on the coast, but this is my favorite. To stand at the edge of the sea, to sense the ebb and flow of the tides, to feel the breath of a mist moving across a great salt marsh, to watch a flight of shorebirds that have swept up and down the surf lines of the continents for untold thousands of years, to see the running of the old eels and the young shad to the sea, is to have knowledge of things that are nearly as eternal as earthly life can be. Now, in my own words, life like the coast is ever-changing, dynamic, and fluid. Where earth meets water, sky, and soul, where sunlight dances on the water, it can be exquisite. The night sky, cloud watching, a sunrise or sunset, the calm of listening to the sea or the forest. There is mystery and magic that still exist in the world. There is grandeur, splendor, the artistry of God manifested. Now with this, thanks to this time in nature, I'm proud of who I'm becoming. I'm happier, I'm more curious, learning more energized. And what I want you to know is that spending time in nature is essential. Time in nature is vital to health and well-being, to becoming complete, whole human beings in our very best selves. Now, what I want you to do today is pick your nature. Pick your mode. It could be walking, hiking, kayaking, biking. Pick your favorite place. And get out there. Go today. Go now. Thank you very much.